Hey, it's Aaron the Metal Theologian. Gotta start by fixing my hair because it's all fucking getting long and shit. It's weird, but whatever. So yeah, today I'm gonna try and hip you to a fucking label I just discovered. I do this occasionally, as you know, because I kind of tend to shop by label, but I alluded to this briefly, actually, in my last video, the fact that I've kind of fallen in love with this guy, fucking misspeaking, man, Delvon Lamar. I showed a different one in my other one. This is like a studio album. As far as I know, it's the only one. And there's this live one, too. I'll go through these again now. There's this label called Colemine Records out of Ohio. And they're just doing all this fucking fantastic shit. And for me, in a way, the most special part is that this is all new shit. These are all like bands that are like around and like touring and relatively young and shit even. And you know, being an old fuck who tends to listen to mostly old shit, it just fucking makes my day to hear something this fucking good, like in a newer band. And maybe it's just my ignorance talking, right? But my entry point was I should have put these in order, but I didn't. My entry point is actually because of Grown Man Record Night. Okay, so Bananas was talking about this thing, so Don't Snooze on it, kind of throwing a little bit of a fit. In between that and this cover, I totally bid. In fact, I actually sent away for it, and I did it before the fucking episode was over. Then I went to the record store the next day, and there was a copy, so I kind of felt like it showed, but I got the rest of my local shops, so whatever. Most of them. Anyway, so yeah, fucking, look at that. I mean, that says bye all over it, right? So this is just this fucking fantastic funk record. It's 8 tunes. It's really heavy for a funk record, man. It's like, it's, you know, brassy in that, but it really sort of grabs you, you know what I mean? It's intense. And it just kind of blew my mind, right? So I was all over this shit. I mean, this is... I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. I mean, this is like the best shit I've heard. I want to say since I discovered Funkadelic. That might be a little bit strong. But not that strong, really, because, I mean, this is the... What they're doing here is the shit that I really like on Funkadelic records. And records like that. My very favorite Funkadelic records isn't quite true. My very favorite ones are, like, the early ones that are more like rock than sort of, like, the disco-tinged funk that kind of came later, especially more as Parliament, you know what I mean? If I were going to compare it to Funkadelic, I'd probably compare it circa, like, Standing on the Verge of Getting It On, like, thereabouts. But it's not really the same thing. This is its own thing. It's brassier than Funkadelic, and more sort of overtly brassy, you know what I mean? Like, it really kind of, the brass is at the center in a way that it's not so much with Funkadelic. This is also instrumentals, so that might be part of that, right? But, yeah, anyway, it's a fucking great record, man, so I would have investigated, right? See what else I could find on the label. Now here's one thing. This is a little bit different. I didn't even tear the shrink off this one yet, but this is actually, I guess it's a soundtrack. I hadn't heard of the movie. For all I know, it could be a fake soundtrack, but that still looks pretty convincing. So I don't know. Maybe I should investigate, but maybe it's bullshit too. I mean, I'm trying to think if I saw Zabriskie Point. I think I did and hated it, but I'm not sure now. Whatever, another bad example. Anyway, I mean, it has a soundtracky vibe, right? But I'm not like a soundtrack collector, and this just has, it's just great, man. It just has all this fucking space, like sort of, has a lot of soul, it has some groove, it has some funk, and it doesn't really have any bullshit, man. It's just fucking great from start to finish, this record. Even if I'm having a hard time articulating it, which is actually why I put this one on, because the other ones I'll have an easier time with. So, most of the records that I've discovered on Colemine, and I've not gone through all of them, but like, my favorite ones are sort of like the jazz funk ones, right? Or the jazz, or the funk, or the jazz funk ones, right? So, those ones, here's another one, the Surefire Soul Ensemble, Build Bridges. These are all fucking thick covers too, man. Look at that. I mean, I don't know if you can really see it, but this thing's got some heft. These records all sound great too, by the way. I don't know where they get impressed, but it's not some bullshit. Fuck, there's a piece of hair in here. I hate it when that happens. Yeah, anyway, man. This is another one. This sort of, how should I describe this? I was trying to think, like, this is sort of halfway between where the Black Market Brass Band is and where Delvon Lamar is. And I think that's probably pretty apt. Except that Delvon Lamar is definitely more jazz than funk. And the other two are more funk. And I also don't make it sound like this is middle of the road in any way, because it's fucking not. It's great. Fucking fantastic. In fact, I was like listening to this just earlier. I played all these just earlier and like trying to come up with some adjectives to go through. Yeah, and I thought of something really clever for this one, but I forgot it now. So whatever. Instead, I'll just show the other record that I have. These are both great. This is an early one. Also on Colemine. And this is the first album by this band, as far as I know. Which you gotta take with a grain of salt, because I really don't know these bands. They're all new to me. Fuck, man. Yeah, I don't see a year on here. It's not more than a few years old, though. Like, if it's older than 2015, I'd be surprised. Yes, the Surefire Soul Ensemble, man. Absolutely great. So, let's look at some of these other ones here. This is kind of a departure, right? It's funny, this one tempted me for a while based on the cover. But it was in the reggae section, so I was kind of like, well, what the fuck? So I took it home, and it's actually a fantastic reggae record, man. You can put this right next to your 70s reggae albums, and it fits right in. You know, same deal. I feel like I'm making it sound derivative, but it sounds really fresh, man. It really sounds like a new reggae album is what it sounds like, in that sort of style, you know what I mean, with the one drop, with all the reverence for like the old idioms. But it's not trying to be something it's not either. Like, I'm pretty sure these guys are American. They're Junior Thomas and his crew. Well, let's see. I'll be able to figure this out pretty fast. Oh yeah, they're in LA. So they're not like play acting Rasta. You know what I mean? They're not doing shit that they're not. It's like just a good record. It's sincere. Look at that cool gatefold. And it's absolutely great. So like, if you're poking around your reggae, Junior Thomas, man, it's some good shit. I have to use like these extra big, like oversized fucking sleeves for these things because the covers are so thick. Alright, here's another one, Oregon. There are a lot of covers on this one, but it's still really fucking good, man. There are more vocals on this one than what I was looking for. A lot of the stuff is sung. And they put out a lot of records that are more like soul records on this label too, and I haven't gravitated towards those as much. There's like Charles Bradley and oh fuck, I'm spacing the names. Anyway, there are like there's some people. Yeah, oh, there's another one, Kelly something. Anyway, there's some other records that are just sort of like less the sort of thing that I collect these days, so I haven't investigated them. By all means, tell me if you hear something good. This one, though, has a little bit more of the sort of vocals going on, but it's definitely a funk record. And it's just really good. I suppose this is probably the more middle of the road one, if one of these is middle of the road, because this one is sounds more like, you know, some people who are really good musicians got together and just felt like playing some shit, you know what I mean? So there are a lot of covers, they're playing a lot of their favorite shit. And there's something about this that just feels a little bit more casual to me, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's borne out by the reality of the sessions or anything. But this one feels a little bit more, I mean, I'll say spontaneous than the other ones, but also sort of a little less thoughtful than some of the other ones, you know what I mean? Very good, though, man. Very good. And this is double, so. It's one of those doubles I listen to all the way through, and, you know, you gotta be good for that. Because, what can I say? So, here's this one, too. The Harlem Gospel Travelers. This actually is a gospel record, but again, man, it's like, it's done in the style of what you expect from gospel, but it has, At the same time as it's super authentic, I'm trying to adjust it because I stuck the sticker in there, right? But look at that. That just looks like an old gospel record, even though it's only a couple years old, too, if that. 2019. There you go. But this is like legit, like no shit gospel, man. Like with the harmonies and shit. But it's not overbearing, man. It's like the songs are great. It's not a bunch of shit that'll just bore the fuck out of you either. It's like new, fresh gospel songs. It's not like, well, you know. So anyway, yeah, 2 thumbs up on that one, man. Like I said, all these are fucking great. But now let's come back around to my favorites. So I showed this one quickly, but Delbon Lamar, man. This shit is just so fucking good. It's just an organ trio, right? So, organ, guitar, and drums in this case. And one of the things that really kind of blew me away about this stuff, even more so on the live album, is how it's very much has a vibe of, you know, like the 60s kind of soul jazz stuff. You know what I mean? It kind of has a lot in common with like Freddie Roach or maybe Grant Green or Big John Patton or someone like that. You know what I mean? Those soulful records. I want to say George Braith, but that's not a good comparison because there are no horns in this. The thing is, it really sounds like the guitar player really sounds like a rock guitar player. But what it sounds like is, here's a rocker and he got into jazz later on. And so that's just like part of what he brings in, which is kind of like me, frankly. I mean, I listened to that shit for a long time before I got into jazz, right? So it sounds like, the upshot is, it sounds like it's just sort of fully realized as far as that being stuck into the jazz idiom. Like there's something, comparing with like fusion, okay? Fusion always seems, not always, but there often seems to be something kind of self-conscious about fusion to me. Like, if it's like a Mahavishnu record, it's like, okay, we are fusing these things now, you know what I mean? There's something kind of, I'd say contrived, because it sounds so pejorative, but some kind of contrived about it to a certain degree. And I mean, let's be honest, to a certain degree it was contrived fusion, because rock was selling so big, so the record labels wanted the jazz guys to, you know, get on board with some of that shit, and that was kind of the compromise. Not that there's a lot of great fusion, because obviously I've talked about a lot here. But the difference between that and what I'm hearing here is, here it sounds more like these rock moves that are coming out in the middle of this solo with this jazz tune, and like an unequivocally jazz tune, are just sort of part of the playing. You know what I mean? It's like there's no like, okay, we are now going to take jazz and rock and fuse them. It's more like, yeah, I have some rock licks and we're going to stick them in this jazz tune and it works. It just sounds great all put together. Like, unself-conscious, it's like completely internalized, and it's like, it feels to me like fusion is kind of in the rearview mirror now. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we've sort of gone through that, sort of feeling our way through that now, and now we're just playing our shit. And it's just absolutely great, man. Let me show this again. It's a radio show, it's a live set. It's funny, I keep wanting to pick out songs. I've gotten to the point with these records that I put them on, and I go, oh wow, I didn't realize they covered this on this record. Then I go look at it, and I go, I can't remember the title, but then I go look and go, oh, I've actually just played this record so many times that I know it. That's why I know it, not because it's a fucking cover. Alright, so that's my little public service announcement for the day. I'm trying to look, see if I have any others here. Yeah, there are a couple others here. I don't have as much to say about some of these. I haven't internalized this one as fully yet. This is one of the ones I've gotten more recently. And same thing with this guy, Kiva Showdown, and the Ghost Funk Orchestra. But yeah, man, I don't know any of these fucking records. And this label right there, man, Colemine. Apparently it's just a couple guys, like all great labels, right? Like fucking Blue Note. It's like one or two guys who like love something, and so they start making it happen. I'm sorry for scratching my nose like a fucking, I don't know what. I'm trying to look for another funny cover or something to leave you all with, or something like that. Anyway, man, it's some really good shit. It's a little public service announcement, a little bit of shit to investigate. The other thing is that Colemine is sort of doing this thing during the, the pandemic, where they're like, I forgot they're calling it Happy Days or Back Soon or something like that. But they're releasing a new 45 digitally for free every Friday or something like that. They've actually pressed a lot of 45s, like, physically, too. But they're kind of doing this little thing. So if you want to go check them out, you can do that. And, check out some of the shit with more singing than what I go for, maybe, too. And just sample some of the shit because there's all sorts of interesting shit happening apparently that I didn't know anything about. That I'm learning. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I've got. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I want to tell a story or something. I don't really have anything, so I'll just wrap it up, man. Thanks for watching this. Maybe not the funniest fucking video ever, but I just kind of have to get this out because I'm freaking out over this shit. And the other thing is, too, is it's all sitting here, and I can't put it away until I talk about it, so, you know. There's that little selfish thing. Don't sneeze on some of the other newer bands, like the Budos band and shit. There are a couple others. Daptone's been putting out some great shit, too. I don't know that's catalog as well, and it seems like more varied too, so there's more shit there that I'm not sure what to make of, but there's also at least one. Let me just get this thing. It's one of the best jazz records I've heard fucking in a long time, man. Alright. This thing. He has a die-cut cover, too. You don't see this that often. Look at that shit. It's a wallet-style gatefold. Look at that. How cool is that? Now, this one's a Daptone, so I almost feel like I'm upstage in Colemine a little bit here. But this fucking record, I mean, this just came out, I think, last year. So I remember seeing it when it came out. And this is one of the ones I went and got, because I'm working and I want to support the record store, you know, given what's going on, since I'm in a position to, and I like records anyway. I was like, look, let me just grab a few of these things. I'll check them out. That's cool. Well, this fucking thing ripped my fucking face off. Let me just put it on for a minute. Like, I've played this thing a few times, and it kept surprising me, because it's just so heavy and so weird. Still like a fucking cool ass record. Yeah. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Cochime or something like that. I guess this guy is Wawa Electro Sax Space Warrior of Dap Kings renown. Yeah, there you go. See, I don't know anything about the Dap Kings. I've seen the records. I've had one or two in my hands, but those aren't the particular ones I've bitten on. I'm almost afraid to put this one on because this one really kind of unfolds over the whole thing. It's like a little sample. You will get a taste of what this record's about. It's not like that. But, it's one of those records, like most of these here, where I put it on and it almost feels like it's over before I sat on the couch. That's because, first of all, they're not too long, which I always salute, okay? When I talk about records leaving you wanting more, these fucking records leave you wanting more. In the best way. It's like the last song ends and you're like, fuck, this was awesome, man. You know, not like, okay, thank Christ, I'm going to put on a metal record now, or something like that, you know? How about that groove, man? It's like atmospheric, but it has that weird wah-wah that has a groove underneath it. There's all this space going on. Yeah, it's a fucking great record. Let's show it one more time. Kochi Mia, All My Relations. There you go. Available at fine record stores everywhere. At least I hope so. Seeing how this is, what does it say? The Unlimited Black Vinyl Edition. It's right there at the top. You see that shit? It's so fucking good. Alright, that's my little thing for today, man. Check some of the shit out because it'll blow your mind. Greeno asked me about soul jazz records specifically because it's came up in conversation. Actually, he's backing me on Delvon Lamar, that's why, because I mentioned it last time. So we're gonna talk about that, but that's not this video. This is a different one. This one's just fucking, basically just Colemine, a little bit of Daptone, but awesome shit, man. Listen to this. It's so great. It's like there's some Afrobeat shit in there, but it doesn't sound hokey the way that stuff kind of can sometimes, you know? I mean, not to shit on Afrobeat either. When I think about that sort of thing, a lot of, at least the actual African stuff doesn't appeal to me so much, because a lot of it's just kind of more dancey. At least the stuff from, like, from Western Africa, like Nigeria and shit like that. Of course, I love the Zambian rock bands, but that's different. I mean, again, that's a shit on all of them. I mean, that's good stuff, though. The Nigerian stuff, or, you know, Ghanaian stuff. It's legitimate, very good music, but it's not so much my taste, you know? This thing kind of has some of those vibes going on. But I don't know, man. It just fucking appeals to me more. It's just a little more out there, you know, in all the right ways. So on that note, for real now, thanks for watching. And talk soon.